And we're here with Nichola from StreetDance 3D.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us.
And thank you for having me.
And so tell us why we have to see this movie.
Oh, I think that this movie is a feel-good movie. It's vibrant, it's uplifting, and it's for everybody, family, children, adults. Everybody really enjoys it.
Oh, good, good. So it looks like you are so fit in this movie. Tell us about the training that you did for it.
Okay, I had 6 weeks to learn everything for the film. So I was doing 10 to 12 hours dancing a day with 1 day off a week. And then on top of that, because Carl is a choreographer in the film, I was going and doing research with dance companies, at shows and with choreographers, just to try and build up my knowledge of street dancing because I'd never done it before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, amazing though.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've obviously seen the film now.
Yeah.
And tell us how it looks in 3D.
Oh, it's amazing. I think that the 3D element just adds something more to it.
Yeah.
When there's kicks or when people are flying at the screen, then they're flying out at you. And so it's just more exciting. You never know what's going to happen and you're always waiting for something.
Oh, fun. And so tell us a bit about the cast that you worked with and what sort of team atmosphere was built during the movie.
Okay, so we had a lot of the dancers in the film, a lot of the main cast, they are dancers before actors. So their average dance experience was anything from between 5 to 10 years. And they've danced all over. They've been backing dancers for people like Kylie, Madonna, loads of different artists. And then they've got people who've trained at the Royal Academy of Ballet, people that are in professional dance companies. So an amazing, amazing cast. At the beginning, it was quite strange because the dancers were set off into different groups. So the ballet dancers really did have training in another room at different times, and the street dancers again in another room at a different time. And so we weren't all really put in one room and asked to kind of come together. It was kind of 2 separate groups. So the first few weeks when we had dinner and lunch and things like that, we were all kind of just scattered around the room, and that was a bit strange. And I think I really saw what was going on, and I thought this is kind of real life, like the film, I guess.
You're kidding?
Yeah, but everyone was still talking and everyone was still getting along and really chatty. It's just because we had been divided. They were like 2 almost divided groups. And then once we started training together, we actually noticed that the ballet dancers were really more rock and roll than the street dancers were. And everyone really came together then.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
And so how were you originally cast for the movie?
I have an acting agent. I've been doing acting for 5 years now.
Okay.
And so this was the 8th film that I did. And the casting director had invited me along and said, I think that by the image of her, she has something that the directors will want, but I just want a general chat with her and I want to see if she's got anything naturally of her personality that might be like Carly. I went along to a general open audition with the casting director, and he had the script in front of him and he had my name at the top and it said Carly at the side, and as soon as I walked in he said, you're exactly what I thought you was going to be. He says, all you have to do now is be able to dance. And I was like, yeah, you know, that's fine, I can dance. And really I was thinking, I've never done street dancing. But I thought, well, if it's a bunch of actors, maybe I'll stand a chance.
Yeah.
How many actors have danced? Very silly of me to think so. So I just kind of turned up to this audition, but there were real dancers there. And the audition alone was 3 hours long. So you had to do a 2-minute solo that you had made up to the director, Dania and Max, and then to the casting director, who was Gary Davey. Then we had to go into a class of 3 hours, and you had to pick up a routine, then you'd be split into groups, and then you had to perform it to the rest of the group at the end. And I was a nightmare. I couldn't even remember the steps. I was really embarrassed, and I thought I'd blown my chances. But I didn't give up, and I just thought I'm just going to keep going and hopefully they'll see she's not the best, but she's determined and maybe she'll learn and she'll want to pick it up. So I continued doing it, and then somehow, I don't know how, I got called back to another acting audition. So I only had 1 acting audition for the film, but 4 dance auditions, and every time I was auditioning with real dancers. And it was 1,000 dancers in total that they auditioned for Carly. And these girls were doing flips and I could barely stand on my feet. I was a nightmare. But I said to Daniel, one of the directors, I just said, just give me an opportunity. I know I'm not the best, but I really want to do it, and I'll do anything I can. It doesn't matter how many hours, it doesn't matter what I have to do. If I just get an opportunity, I know I won't disappoint you. And I guess that maybe helped. I didn't have the script at that point, so I didn't know what Carly was like, but I guess it helped. Yeah, and somehow, here we are.
So obviously you are very determined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you always been like that growing up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times when I've thought, oh, I'm not going to be an actor, I can't do it, and I don't know if I can do it. Because I think having not trained to be an actor or anything else, you always just feel like you're somehow getting away with it. But I'm very thankful. I mean, I have things that I've done, things coming out and things lined up, so it's nice to know that you can do it and that people believe in you. But I always think maybe I'm not, I thought maybe I weren't the safest choice for Carly. You know, maybe you do want a dancer and maybe you do want someone who knows all about it, but I just think if you're determined enough to do anything, you can do anything you want.
Really? Wow.
And again, I think it helps in getting more parts, because I've noticed that I'm never really stuck in one kind of role. I've gone from doing gritty things to things like street dance, really vibrant, to thrillers, to kind of like really psychological things, to really intelligent people, and so it's really nice to play a diverse range of people rather than a different version of the same character every time. And I think determination helps that.
Wow.
Definitely.
Because there's a lot of girls on our site that they want to be singers or actresses, or they want to chase their dream. So what would be, say, 3 tips that you would be your best tips for them to...
Okay. I think that there's a lot of people who have a lot of different opinions. If one person says no, that's one person's opinion. Never give up, you keep going for what you want. You believe in it, and you believe in it for the right reason, so it's probably true. Always be prepared to work very hard. It's not as glamorous as you think it is. There, of course, there's a very glamorous side to it, but you need a lot of hard work, you need the dedication and commitment. So always remember why it is you want to do what you want to do, not for the fame and not for the fortune, but because it's something that you really enjoy doing. And then again, really enjoy it. I just think that's the best thing you can do. Never be afraid to enjoy what you're doing. I think that's the best way that you can get along with anything. Just to enjoy it and really take pride in what you do, I think.
Those are great answers. So where can we find you online? Are you on Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, well, you should be careful because there's 2 people pretending to be me on Facebook. But the real Facebook is www.facebook.com/Nichola Burley. And we'll have pictures from the Canada trips, and there's competitions on there coming up as well. And then I will be setting up the Twitter when I come back. Someone's running one at the minute, but it's not me. So when you do see the official one, it'll have the sign at the top, and then you'll know it's me.
Okay.